So this is a game that I've been looking forward to, at least the best of three I've been looking forward to, as we're in the grand finals of my tournament series. And we have our resident Greenskin main versus one of the top players in the entire world right now. That's going to be Berserk, an extremely high micro, mobility enjoying player is here. And true to that, they've gone for a mobile-ish Kislev build. We have things in the woods, some horse archers, double snow leopard, kind of crazy. Wait, is that triple? It's triple snow leopard, mad lad. Katerin on her sled. This is very non-meta. Berserk having a bit of fun, maybe. Maybe they got some shenanigans, I don't know. But this is a weird build. They also usually don't play Kislev. So I'm interested to see what they have cooked up. On the side of Dangler, though, they got a pretty traditional orc stack. So they're signed up as into the faction as a greenskin main, which means they can only play the one faction. They will not be able to counterpick, and instead, for being allowed to play their faction multiple times, they must endure the counterpicking. I don't think Kislev counterpicks them that much. So I really do want to see how this goes. Immediately, Night Goblin Warboss coming in to try and rampage Katerin. He's getting close. Once he gets to the end of this arrow, he'll be close enough to get it done. But will it kill her? We'll see. Ooh, body block by the Black Orcs. Gets the rampage, though. And the Danglers bringing in the archers to try and get the job done. Double a Snow Leopard coming in, however, to try and kill off the Night Goblin Warboss. Fourth Snow Leopard has arrived on the battlefield to try and finish the job, but he uses the Tormentor Sword to net the leopards. Big cav charge from the Broken Tusk mob. And so far, this is looking pretty decent for the Greenskins. Now, for this tournament series, I've asked players from both sides to submit their replays, so we don't know who actually wins. But I would say this is not a bad start from the Greenskins. Now, here's the thing. While the Dangler is a very good greenskin player, Berserk is very strong when it comes to scrapping it back. I wouldn't be too surprised if they made some sick plays here with Katerin. Does she have spells that can maybe come back? Nothing too crazy. I must say, these Broken Tusk mob are taking a lot of damage from the kitty cats, though. Second cav unit comes in to replace them, though. And that will probably allow these guys to rally. And if they do, they can countercharge again. It'd be a bad time for Kislev. Over on the far side, Snow Leopard summon, getting surrounded by spiders. And this is good, generally. Both sides are getting up, climbing up on their tickets. First person to 1,500 wins. And with Dangler having 2 capture points, they're getting 2 tickets every single second. Overall, I think they're pretty happy. The Black Orcs here may be enduring some archer fire, which is usually not recommended. Actually, shooting over the Black Orcs, yeah. He knows that these Black Orcs are simply too armored and too shielded to even be worth shooting ammo at. These Kislevites will actually run out of ammo before the Black Orcs. Before they even pay for themselves if they shoot Black Orcs. It's quite disappointing. Good surround here, by the way, on the Broken Tusk mob. Actually picking off a Snow Leopard. Oh my gosh, and look at this. Another rampage on Katerin. This time her Leopard support is going down. These are glass cannons to the fullest. Basically no HP on those guys. And that is a nasty surround. Oh my goodness. Here's the Dangler gonna do it. He's a very proficient greenskin main, but to beat Berserk is no small feat. Katerin taking a lot of damage. Looks like she's gonna be trying to escape, but the Tormentor Sword drops. We got the quad archer firing away. Some of them finishing off the Snow Leopard. If Katerin dies here, that's actually a massive disadvantage for the Kislevites. Now, she is fairly tanky on her sled. 99 armor right now means normal damage only does 75, or is resisted by 75%. And these greenskin archers don't have the biggest armor piercing ever. You can see the damage is quite middling. It's going to buy time for a Griffin Legion charge right onto this Lord, physically pushing him away from Katerin. And are we going to see a reverse Lord Snipe? I will say this guy's pretty beat up, but the counter has arrived. Kislev usually does not like things that can kill their cavalry. And nothing better than that than a little bit of Buna action. Buna, a very fun spell. Basically just a massive amount of damage to multi-entity units. And it's super effective on low HP cavalry that are really expensive. It's basically the counter to Griffin Legion. And this late game summon, baiting out the Griffin Legion, I believe, so that Berserk felt like it was safe to bring them, but then the caster shows up and then they get annihilated. Still though, lots of damage to these arrow boys. We're gonna see a double route. Griffin Legion is still technically alive too. And this is still anyone's game because the Black Orcs are gonna take a while to actually win their respective fights. You actually have one of them here taking a lot of damage from the Zargard, who recently got buffed in our balance mod. Katerin again getting rampage though. I'll say the main fight for the Greenskins is getting a little awkward. They've been pulled apart quite a bit, and they're losing a lot of their engagements. But if they can get the Lord Snipe, they're still probably good to go. Katerin takes another big hit from the Lord too. The Night Goblin War Boss just nibbling away at her constantly. But will she die? Her passive triggers, which gives her unbreakable for another few seconds. Oh my gosh, look at that. Good Fanatic Volley on the Winged Lancers too. It's a massive Fanatic Volley. But if Katerin dies, this is devastating. Is Berserk really going to keep her in here? She has 15 leadership. And he uses Crystal Sanctuary to keep her in. What is this? Oh my... This is a very unorthodox spell. I'll tell you why. It gives you 80% damage resist, but it makes it where you can't move. And that just means she's gonna get shot up, but she's damage resisting. Is this just like a distraction current effects play? What even is this? Does he figure she's dead anyways and he'd rather she just stay on the battlefield? Night Goblin with the steel chair though hits her as she tries to disengage. And I believe Katerin's gonna go down. Another Snow Leopard has arrived though. Mayhaps we'll see a Lord Snipe. Night Goblin Warboss ain't looking too good himself. Snow Leopard whiffing their attacks though. Sometimes units will overshoot quite dramatically. But I can't believe it. Katerin actually rallies. With the base 80 leadership, she actually manages to stay her ground. And that's going to have disastrous consequences for the Greenskins. Is there a Spirit Leech? No. She can't be sniped. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. She's going to live? Mither cast on the Snow Leopard. She casts Ice Sheet over here to slow down the Lord. And the reverse snipe begins. Lord gets hit twice by the Snow Leopard. Was this just the greatest debate in the history of debates? Greenskins needed to kill Katerin, but apparently on her sledge, she's just straight up unbreakable, man. I can't believe it. She lives. And the Greenskin Lord dies. Absolute devastation. It could not have gone worse than that. What ended up being a very nice early game lead is now becoming disastrous. Katerin is at 224 HP. Most lords would have routed by now because most lords have 70 leadership. And now the Greenskins are going to have to deal without the Lord. Now, most of the units are not low on leadership. They will recover. So Kislev is not getting a massive bonus from the Lord loss penalty, which reduces leadership on all of these grand old units. Pump wagons, by the way, very fun. So they are getting charged. The Greenskins, they will be able to capture point number 2. So life is fairly comfortable for them, I'd say. I think they're just really wishing they had the Lord. Because look at this. A Miska gets cast over here. I see Katerin wasn't the main caster. We also have a Miska caster over here. So even though she's retreated very far back, magic can still be used. Without the leadership of the Lord, these Black Orcs are much more easily routed. Same with this River Troll Hag. But the Greenskins have a double cap. And overall, the armies are very small. Honestly, if Meaty won this game, or if Meaty killed the Lord, I think they would be on their path to winning this game. But now I'm not entirely too sure. They really do need that Lord back, but saving up for him means they lose out on an entire unit of cavalry. Good aspect of the Dread Knight here, though. Giving these boar boys some terror and fear so that they cannot easily be routed. For those of you that don't know, fear counters fear. So a unit that causes fear will not get the leadership debuff from it if there's an enemy with it around. That works out pretty well because winged lancers do cause fear. Very annoying for the rather low leadership greenskins. Oh my gosh, look at that, the snow leopards. The snow leopards again. I think these are like the 4th and 5th snow leopards in this game. 6th and 7th if you count the summons. Why does he have so many snow leopards? I guess they're doing good. But that's kind of a wild play. And Kislev captures this point. So as it stands, they will get 1,500 tickets first and win unless the status quo changes. Greenskins are trying to do that. They bring in some spider riders here to capture weight and mop up on this side of the field. But the River Troll Hag is dead. These guys, they got slowing effects for the chase. They have anti-large, armor piercing. Extremely annoying little dudes. Now disrupting the archers, they're doing pretty well. And the Greenskins are starting to run out of steam, I feel. Not a whole lot left here. No leadership to speak of whatsoever. And the Lord has yet to return. We're talking about the Greenskin Lord, of course. Dangler does have a lot of supplies. But they're not summoning them. Did they take too long to die, maybe? Are they not available? I don't know what's going on exactly. He activates the Wog. That's going to help out the Broken Tusk mob fight this cavalry here. 51 melee attack to 33 melee defense. So that means they're going to be having a, what? Like a 55% chance to hit. Pretty good overall. Capture point is secured for the Greenskins. And the Lord is back. Leadership is stabilized just in time for these Black Orcs to not rout. But let's take a look at the situation. Right now, tickets are close. Dangler needs 600. And Berserk needs more. They need, or, you know, more than half of that. They need 400 tickets to win. So that means Dangler does win on the 2-cap. Barely, though, and it'll take a lot of time. And the problem is holding that 2-cap is generally going to result in a lot of losses. If you are unaware of the defeat in detail tactics, basically Kislev can just keep fighting smaller portions of the Greenskin army and avoiding the larger, scarier portions. They're the more mobile force. They're a little bit less fighty, but if they keep picking off these sections, because the Greenskins need to control 2 points here and here, they will slowly build up enough of a lead where they can get another cap point. And in fact, they already got one over here. The Greenskins are a little too slow on this one. And I'd be a little worried if I was the Greenskins. This is looking a little bad, especially if they lose this one. Double Snow Leopard actually providing their capture weight. Lots of cavalry over here ready to transition, and I think the Greenskins have run out of steam. Just having your Lord be dead for so long and not being able to kill off Katerin to get that massive leadership hit on all these guys, I think just done them dirty. What a crazy build, though. Crystal Sanctuary, Katerin, and more Snow Leopards than I could keep track of. I believe they've all been resummoned. So plus Katerin Snow Leopard, that is at least 7 Snow Leopards this game. And they're pushing back the Lord. He's got the fear in him. He has to respect these kitty cats. Though in the infantry grind it ain't too great. Here's the problem though. Tides have now shifted. The Greenskins are the one who need to capture points. The tickets have climbed too high for the Kislevites, and unless they can secure these points sometime soon, they'll just lose the game. Kislev is a very, very strong faction too. They have Unbreakable on all their units basically with Pyro Blood. And even though some fanatics will be able to get some damage, I don't think the Greenskins are going to be able to win this. But next match, because this is the best of 3 series, Berserk will be able to play Greenskins again. And mayhaps they'll be able to make a comeback. We'll see though. Berserk is insane. Berserk is a terrifying player. I get the sense that he felt a little comfortable here to have gone for such memery. Greenskins is not one of the main terrifying factions, by the way. That belongs to Norsca. What's it? Norsca, Slanesh, some of the undeads. So maybe he felt a little more comfortable. Maybe he felt like he can meme. Maybe he feels like this is genuinely very strong. I will say they did pretty good with the snow leopards, but it didn't feel like a one-sided slam though, right? These guys just keep routing off. It was cool though. It was definitely cool. But there you go. Kislev wins. Very fun game. Katerin survived by the skin of her teeth. Love to see the snow leopard play. This one got 2,000 value. I can't believe it. That makes no sense to me. Zargard great weapons even got to see play. This is just like everything cool about Kislev, man. Love to see it. You usually see just cav spam with infantry, but very diverse here. Black Orcs were cool, but they got countered by Zargard, which is crazy. Ruglad's got a lot of value. Lord got a lot of value. Same with the caster. Honestly, it was a very pitched battle. Greenskins just needed a little bit more. You know, maybe just a Lord snipe, or maybe another cav pick or something. You know, maybe not losing the Spider Riders on the far point. Just like one more engagement to go their way, and they probably would have won it. But this game, it's the Dangler against Berserk's Norsca. Now, Norsca is one of the strongest factions in the game right now. This means that people have practiced against them the most. And I imagine there'll be some counterplays. Norsca, right now the scariest unit is their Dreadmaw. A burrowing worm-like creature. Whoops. That has been an absolute menace these last few days. Or this last few patches. It got nerfed in my balance patch. And it will likely get nerfed again in the next balance patch after this tournament. As it is basically a master of infantry disruption. Now, it does have some counters, mostly soft counters though. Its burrow mechanics can get cooldown reduced by spells like this, don't even try it. And while it cannot burrow, you can basically shoot it up or kill it with single entities. And hopefully take the beast down before it gets lots of value. Immediately though, unburrows straight on top of these orc boys. And it's going to be doing a lot of damage. It has damage reflect. It's really just a menace of a unit. Now it reburrows back into the ground. Leads to a lot of friendly fire onto these orc boys from their archers. And life ain't looking too good for the Greenskins. I would say this is definitely a bad matchup. Black Orcs are cool though, and they should be able to win the frontline fight. These are just basic marauders over here. The cheapest of the cheap Norscan infantry. They're still a little expensive at 400 gold. But they got quite the tussle in them. Still not an amazing unit. I think mostly Berserk is going to be trying to farm value with this here Dreadmaw as it creeps forward to a Black Orc. Not seeing too much maneuvering to dodge a Dreadmaw, by the way. Usually Dreadmaw advantages the player with more micro to spare, because if you're constantly running away with your units, a Dreadmaw can't get perfect unburrows. But I presume because Berserk is very comfortable here maneuvering these armies, he should be able to get some good value. Gets the unburrow here. Orc boys not looking too good, as Dreadmaw is supported by the doggos. Orc boys get charged. And will they rout? The answer is no. They do actually stick around. Support from the Lord helping out. And Dangler is staying relatively safe here. They're not getting completely overwhelmed. They're keeping their formation tight, which is very important for these larger armies. And as it stands, Norsca's just kind of sitting back. We're mostly skirmishing. This value tracker, by the way, is not tracking the value that the Dreadmaw is bringing in. This value tracker is also not tracking the value that the Dreadmaw is bringing in. I believe the game is slightly bugged. So I would say even though this looks skewed, it's actually in the favor for Norsca. He's still just farming value with this thing. Now remember, its cooldowns can get increased, and then he can try shooting it to death. But the amount of disruption here is just immense. This unit just brings pain and suffering to Greenskin players around the world. And Berserk is playing very safe with this thing, by the way. Good dodge, by the way, against that skirmisher volley. But yeah, he's playing very, very safe. Now, they don't have infinite time. As you can see here, the tickets are climbing faster for the Greenskins. But I don't think they're in a rush. Right now, tickets are so low. Fimir Noble even is being used. Another very uncommon unit. And he's going to be setting up for a very nice Flame Storm. Roasty toasty time on the Black Orcs. Double baked Black Orcs coming on in hot. Doesn't do that much damage though. Flamestorm is not actually that armor piercing, I believe. Let's take a look. Is it 33%? 35%. Yeah, so Black Orc armor does reduce most of that. Still fairly decent value though. And the Norskins are just slowly nibbling away at this Greenskin force. Just a little bit of damage at a time. Getting their javelins charged. Berserk with the rare miss micro. But overall, I think they're doing good. Dreadmaw here gets the don't even try it. So he is cooldown reduced for another 3 seconds. This is buying time for the Great Shaman to actually land quite a few hits. And if the Dreadmaw goes down, that's fairly good for the Dangler. Unfortunately, I think it's about to burrow. Yep. And there it goes. To be a menace another day. It gets very low on the leadership. -4. 1 leadership. Oh my goodness. Oh, and it routes. He gets the Dreadmaw. That's actually huge. Dreadmaw, a very important tool here for the Norskins for disruption and value trading. But now that's actually gone. Berserk gets the value lead again. Although it's a little fake. And now we have a proper game on our hands. The Norskins have advanced. They're trying to steal some points. Tickets-wise, Norsca does have a lead because of their early game captures. Berserk very much so likes going mobility to steal points early. And the Greenskins only now are getting this capture point. I think Berserk stole that with some dogs. Very cool play. We got some pump wagons coming in to clear some infantry. He's routed off the trolls. And we're seeing a proper fight begin. Can the Great Shaman actually get the job done? He's pushing on in. He's got his Broken Tusk mob trying to kill some skin wolves. This is overall going very well. I would say this is going quite swimmingly for the Greenskins. Another Flamestorm, though, going to be clearing off more infantry, however. Berserk in general, by the way, doesn't have a lot of units. This looks like Greenskin domination, man. And there's nothing that can kill this Lord either. The Great Shaman's having the time of his life. Maybe a few units of cavalry getting caught up. And I'd be a little worried about Greenskins in the mobility fight. Norsca does have a very strong mobility game. This is what makes them so meta in today's day and age. And losing out on that means that your infantry is going to be completely exposed. We are in a cavalry meta right now. Cavalry is extremely efficient at clearing infantry if they don't have cavalry support. Good burning head, by the way, down the pipe on these Orc boys too. We're going to see a terror route, as there was a terror-causing unit somewhere nearby. Not sure where exactly, though. But regardless, there's the terror route. However, they will rally. Terror routes only last a few seconds. There we go, they're back. Was it this Fimir? I think it was, yeah. He was just close enough to those Orc boys. What causes terror? Just this. If he's above 50% HP, he causes terror. That's kind of cool. Nice, cheap little terror-causing unit over there. Norskins are getting punched back, though. The cavalry being resummoned is doing a good job clearing. But look at this. Mobility shenanigans from Berserk are underway. He slides on to point number 1 and slowly gets it captured, but the Greenskins are going to push them back with the skirmishers, probably. Another Flamestorm drops, but like I said, not a lot of damage to the Black Orcs. Always fun to see elite infantry actually holding up against these spells. It's very sad when they just get massacred, and oh boy, okay, here we go, big fight. This is pretty bad for the Greenskins though. Most of these are skirmishers, and they're fighting against Norsca's finest mobility. We got horsemen with their spears, we got ice wolves, we got normal dogs. Just normal dogs, no ice wolves. But generally everything here fights a little bit better. Plus there's some berserkers in the fight too. A little bit of infantry support will definitely swing this battle. And some skin wolves in the back. This is looking a little rough. And right now, even though the Greenskins have a lead, they're very spread out right now. I'd be a little worried for the Greenskins if they were to get picked apart. Look over here. We have skin wolves nibbling away at some orc boar boys. We got ice wolves slowing them down too. Lord can't support this fight. So unless the Greenskins win this, it's going to be pretty sus. Middle is good though, and they're capturing a point. This will let them stall for a good amount. But are they going to get wrecked? Are they going to get wrecked? This point falls. That's a bad omen for the Greenskins. Over yonder, over here. It's looking okay, but these units are dramatically out of position. Another, oh my gosh, no, not again. Another Lord snipe attempt failed. The Great Shaman Sorcerer of Fire pulls away with 300 HP again. And the Great Shaman Lord is left pulled apart. He's trying to save this location. He's moving on in. He's doing his bestest. But I don't think he's gonna be able to clean up. All right. I had to step away for a few days because stream cut me off. But let's finish up this game. This is not terrible for the Greenskins, actually. I think I left off saying that it was a little bit sketchy, but look at this. Skin wolves are a dying. We got a big push for the second point over here. Norskins have a basically dead lord, while Greenskins have this whole great shaman. It's not too bad. Look at this. Great shaman pulling back now. Looks like he's going to be trying to kill off some ice trolls over here. They're already at half HP, which means it'll be very easy to rout. But no charge from the Great Shaman. Still getting some flank shots. Oh, and there's no charge because the javelins are hunting them down. Is he going to die? Oh my gosh, no, not like this. Great Shaman going down to the javelins, I guess. That was actually more surprising than the trolls. This guy usually has 65 leadership. Trolls have 45. And despite that, at 40% HP, he's running for the hills. That's actually very, very bad. Even the Shaman Sorcerer of Fire comes back in. Now feeling safe that this Lord is running. But the Dangler does have a 2 cap right now, which is not great for the Norskins. If they can hold that for even a few more minutes, that would be a winning position for them. This grind over here is going pretty well with the support of the Broken Tusk mob. But with the Lord route, and I don't know. Big Flame Storm just dropped on the Black Orcs. Not too much damage though. Good charge from the big guns. But this is not the point where the fight matters. It comes down to this. These 2 points over here. Norsca's gonna have to finish off the forces here, and then they're gonna need to actually swing around and attempt a capture, but I don't know. This is quite a bit of Greenskins over here. If the Lord dies though, that's definitely gonna make things a lot more difficult, but it's only like 2 or 3 more minutes that have to be held. Oh my goodness, big push here from the rallying Savage Orc boys. Trying to rout off the Shaman. He has 7 leadership though, and with the support of the Riders of the Mighty Serpent, he's likely going to be sticking around. Berserk, extremely good at keeping his characters alive. At this point, it's not getting swung just yet. Ice Wolves are trying to grind down the pump wagons. The pump wagons are surprisingly good at just chilling in the fight. Well, Maybe not like that good at chilling in the fight, but they have relatively high damage. And they're supported by this cavalry unit over here. But the Lord looks like he's gonna go down. Man, at 40% HP, that's like 1,200 gold off the battlefield. Getting finished off by the javelins, who probably have, yeah, insane value, paying for themselves twice over now. And there he goes. Lord is down. Second point does get captured because the Greenskins were not able to finish off this area in time. And now Berserk wins on a 2-cap. Maybe I was right that it was kind of sus. Big wave of, looks like just Orc Boys get summoned in. But here's the problem, right? In the late game, infantry is just not very powerful at pulling in value. They're pretty good at holding points, at capturing points too, if they can actually get on top of it. But what we're gonna see here, these guys have 50 leadership. It's gonna recover a little bit. But with the mobility, they're probably just gonna get mass routed. You see there's a skin wolf here. We have a wolf unit that can flank around. We have the riders of the mighty serpent that can flank around. They have devastating flanker. And when it's just a bunch of chaff, I don't believe they're gonna hold for very long. It doesn't even matter that these guys are beat up. With the right engagement, you can basically insta-route these guys. Skinwolves even just going in for some early pokes just to slow them down a bit. Pretty rough for the Orc boys. Meanwhile, over here, Black Orcs are finally off the battlefield. That's the last centerpiece of the Greenskins. And I think the Dangler just ran out of cavalry summons. He's basically just stuck with the infantry. Oh my gosh, and he taps out. GG. Well played. And Berserk advances. I believe to top 4 at this point, but I'd have to double check. You know, that early Dreadmaw pick was honestly huge for the Greenskins. But losing your Lord is just a little bit more impactful. Very close game. And the Dangler actually did give Berserk a run for his money. But at the end of the day, it only takes a couple blunders and they'll come back. Very nice Skinwolf value. Shaman Lord got quite a bit of work done, and the Black Orcs, actually pretty amazing. But at the end of the day, I think the rest of the army just wasn't able to support enough. Oh my gosh, it was a giant. There was a giant in reserve. That explains why there were no summons. Obviously a unit for a different build. But we kind of saw the consequences there. If you have a big boy like this, you don't have the cavalry to support in other situations. GG.